Frauds, Double Standards, and Hypocrites. And Craig, you haven't seen this yet. I didn't send you a precursor to this, so this is going to probably, you're going to be shooting from the hip. I've got about 15 items here that highlight frauds, double standards, and hypocrites to the common man. So
Okay.
After each one, if you want to throw some color commentary, have at it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Number one. The gas stove is bad for the environment, but exploding a gas pipeline in the sea is perfectly fine because support Ukraine.
Well, it has to be perfectly fine because, because they did that. I mean, if it wasn't fine, the protesters would all be like protesting the huge ecological disaster.
Yeah, where are all
that
the environmentalists?
Yep.
Where's Greta?
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had her on a pop-up where I could.
How dare you!
Yeah, it absolutely. You are correct with that. The
All
amount
right.
of gas coming out of that is just unrealistic, more than makes up for the gas stove.
But no gas stove for you.
Yep, I would say
All
that's
right.
definitely
Number
in the
two.
hypocrite camp.
Yes. All right, you can't be trusted with an AR-15, but the Taliban can be trusted with $80 billion of our military weapons, and the Ukraine thugs can be trusted with over $100 billion of our equipment.
Oh man.
Talk about that one.
Yeah, this was it's absolutely crazy. The amount of material that we have, I'm going to say we gave it to them because essentially that's what we did. Normally under normal circumstances, even with a peaceful withdrawal, there would be an effort to bring that stuff back. And if you couldn't bring it back, it would be rendered inoperable. That we just like left it all laying out there and then like ran away. And not only did we run away, we left people, and people were, people died during that. And there again, we've talked about it before, Evan. Where's the outrage on it? It's like everyone's completely forgotten about it. And those advanced weapon systems haven't even started to show up yet.
Makes you shake your head.
Yep, it does. It's pathetic, and at some point someone needs to be held accountable for that, like a ton of other things that are out there. Okay.
Right. All right, you ready for number 3?
Yep.
All right. Leftists claim to be the most compassionate people in society, yet in studies after studies, you find that conservatives give much more money to charity than liberals. But this study by philanthropyroundtable.org, they did a survey of thousands of people, and they found that conservative household incomes average than liberal households by average, but conservative households average 30% more charity giving than liberal households. So we made 6% less, but we gave 30% more. So
and I don't even have to say anything. I don't even have to say anything to add to that.
Always claim to be a frill guy. It doesn't appear that the statistics back up them claiming to be for the little guy, though.
No, not at all.
All right, number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4, we all got to dramatically reduce our. We all have to dramatically reduce our carbon footprint to save the planet. Yet liberals like Al Gore and Leonardo DiCaprio live in big monster mansions and fly around in private jets. Right?
Yep.
That's the main talking point. But our friend Pete Buttigieg, who's doing an awesome job as a transportation secretary, he has taken 18 private jet flights at the expense of the taxpayer in just the last year. This is the same person who has advocated for curbing air travel on the grounds that it harms the environment. On top of that, a European study reported by Reuters, found that private jets emit 5 to 14 times as much pollution as a commercial jet. Our next bullet point is going to be guns should be banned. Yet, while they want to take guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens, liberal celebrities and politicians walk around with armed bodyguards. Example, remember Corey Bush, the member of the squad, Corey Bush?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think she was leading the charge for the defund the police,
Mm-hmm.
and she was consistently seen with large security teams protecting her, and she was confronted many times about it, and it comes to find out that she has paid her husband $70,000 for private security for herself, kind of taking bilking her the DNC, and it's just going right back into her husband's pocket. So
Wow.
that's something that's working through the courts right now. If guns do not work to protect anyone, as many activists claim, why do so many anti-gun politicians and celebrity hire armed guards? What's the reason behind their ideas on guns? That's a kind of a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
It's called cognitive dissonance. Those who are in positions of power, authority, and celebrity like to make statements they feel are relevant for the little people, but in their own lives, they live by the realities of life. And the reality is the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Yep.
The celebrities and politicians justify it in many ways, but it boils down to a basic belief. They believe that their life is worth protecting with violence if necessary. The sad part is that they don't think you should be allowed to make the same valuation or choice. In 2020, then presidential candidate Michael Bloomberg, remember that Yahoo,
Mm-hmm.
was asked how he could continue to demand gun control while being protected by private guards equipped with the same firearms and magazines that he wanted to ban others from owning. A reporter asked him, "Does your life, Mr. Bloomberg, matter more than mine or my family's?" Bloomberg's response, in essence, was that he was not an ordinary person. He was a celebrity and a billionaire who received more threats than most people. At the same time,
Unbelievable.
another big city Democrat known for pushing gun control on the plebes, Lori Lightfoot, former mayor of Chicago,
Former, don't,
created
yeah.
a security detail called Security Detail Unit 544. Unit 544 was to protect her home and office and to oversee her personal bodyguard detail. The special unit consisted of approximately 71 officers, in addition to the mayor's existing separate personal bodyguard detail of 20 officers. So what is good for thee is not good for me.
Wow.
So that makes me a little mad.
Yeah. So what is that?
What do you think about that? That was my total on the gun control part of it. What do you think, Craig?
That's just it makes me angry too. Well, and especially like what with Lori Lightfoot, you mentioned there was like 90 people there. So she had her own her own police force, not just armed
Yes.
security. That it's the hypocrisy is beyond, what you could
Her life
ever
is
think
more
of.
valuable than ours, Craig.
And sadly,
Right?
I think they honestly believe that.
Oh yeah. All right. A couple more here. Leftists claim to be the champions of free speech, but they approve of conservative speakers being attacked, censored, and shouted down. Example: Maxine Waters calling for harassment of Republicans in public places. Leftist tech companies, including officials, to suppress, shadow ban, and even ban conservative voices of any opinions differing from the approved narrative.
Yep.
And then another one to think about, everybody knows what cancel culture is. Cancel culture is starting to lose its steam. People are just flippable barrel middle finger at people that try to cancel them now. And that is the right way to battle these people. Just, we
Yep.
don't care what you think.
Yep. Absolutely.
When someone's, here's another one. When number 7, when somebody despises America, we are required almost to ask, what have we done to make them hate us? But when someone despises liberals for what they're doing to this country, their key rebuttal, you must be an ignorant, bigoted, racist son of a bitch.
Yep, yep.
There's no, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to go against what they think.
Yep. Everyone's opinion matters as long as it's theirs.
That's right. In the final months of the 2020 presidential campaign, decried violent Trump supporters at political rallies. Today, these same outlets apologize for ignoring violence committed by the leftist thugs, Antifa, and BLM. So that's kind of a lot of that's getting exposed right now with the Tucker files.
Yep.
With January 6th, and the January 6th committee was staging for so long. But I think this is going to open a lot of people's eyes. I hope it does. Maybe I'm just being too hopeful, but
I hope it does too, and I would encourage all of our viewers, please go watch Tucker Carlson. Look up the January 6th footage and stuff that he's been broadcasting. Just and make up and do what he says. Just watch it and make up your own mind. It's sickening, honestly, what that January 6th committee has done to these people. Now, there was some stuff that happened that was bad. I think we can all agree with that. And the people who did bad things need to be punished. But a lot of these people that are being punished, they didn't really do anything wrong. So, and hopefully the
yeah.
cleansing power of sunshine will come in someday and make all of that right. So what else you got?
So here's something for you, Craig. So you know how on the January 6th thing, one of their favorite talking points is how it was an attack on our democracy, and they tried to overrun where our political leaders were, and blah 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 blah. Well, was anybody hurt? No. Was there some things that were sure? But what they're blowing this situation up because they hate Trump. But do you remember in 2001, President Bill Clinton commuted the sentences of a pair of radical leftists serving time for bombing the U.S. Capitol building in 1983, where the blast shattered the second floor of the Senate wing. President Clinton pardoned terrorist Susan Rosenberg, who planted the bomb outside the Senate chamber. But nobody remembers that, right? Because it was a Democrat activist that actually blew up something.
Yep.
So don't talk to me, libtards. Don't talk to me about a couple of broken windows and Pelosi missing some office furniture. This is not the same thing.
No, it's not. Well, even just the year before, when the BLM activists stormed the Capitol for real, Trump had to go to the
Right.
bunker, and the security forces were able to keep them off of the actual the grounds. So they torched a church and stuff instead. I mean, what they
It's
say
night
and
and day.
reality is two totally different things.
It's an upside down world.
Yep.
All right. Number 9, halting mass immigration and incoming travel from Middle Eastern countries was barely noticed when Obama did in 2008. But Trump does the same thing and all hell breaks loose.
Yep. Yep. A lot of
Right?
hypocrisy
Remember
there.
that? Obama did the exact same thing.
Yep.
But it was okay. It was okay then. Number 10, leftist fave, hashtag end Asian hate. Let me say it again, hashtag end Asian hate. Yet the same leftists are fine with Ivy League schools discriminating against Asians in the name of equity as far as entering their college.
Yep.
Number 11, lefties cry foul if you won't bake them a gay cake, but are okay with not serving a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yep.
Number 12, 2008 equals if you didn't respect the president, you were a racist. Fast forward to 2016, if you do respect the president, you were a racist. Number 13, left screams out loud, don't judge people by their race or gender. Why can't all you, and then, this is what they scream afterwards. Why can't all you privileged white men understand that?
Yep, yep.
Number 14, banning drugs doesn't keep people from getting them. We should just legalize them. What's that to remind you of? Maybe Second Amendment?
Yeah, yeah. Why don't they just go ahead and
Okay.
legalize everything?
That's
I hope you've enjoyed this clip from the Craig's Gun Channel Random Shots program. The program airs Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. On Random Shots, we discuss content from ranging anything from preparedness, survival, politics, firearms, basically anything that's 2A related, with sometimes some rabbit trails on things that aren't related at all. If you enjoy this type of programming, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when we release new content. And if you like it, hit the like button and share us if you would as well. It helps the algorithm and helps the channel grow and helps get our message out. So I guess until next time, stay safe.